Do, 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 do. And I tell you what, there must be crack in this water because there is nothing finer than Gerolsteiner water made in Deutschland. If you listen really closely when I open this bottle, you'll hear something. Let's listen. Never before caught on film. Jawohl! Sorry about that, I couldn't help myself. You're never supposed to drink or eat anything in a video because it's crude and crass, especially if you're a fat, bald dude. So, humble apologies for that. I have to talk about this. Apparently I have a magical skill before you actually go attacking me, thinking that I'm being egotistical. Just wait a second. I think I have a magical skill because I swear to God, like almost nobody else has this, and it's the one thing that actually ticks me off more than anything else in life. I think there's a saying, and I don't know who said this, but it says it's something like to the fact that humans are more afraid of being rude than they are of. They're more afraid of offending somebody than they are of death. I forget who said that, but it's a very accurate statement. People literally care more about the way you say it, and man, this really pisses me off my entire life about people, is that they really care more. And apparently this is a magical skill that I possess that nobody else has, or at least very few others that I've seen. They care more about what you say and how you say it than the facts or the logic that's involved. Here's where emotions. This is why you should be a Vulcan, 80%, not literally, there's no such thing as a Vulcan, I mean hyperlogical. You know, if you want to be emotional, that's fine for friends and people you want to make love with or get in a relationship with. Yeah, then emotions are paramount because you obviously don't want to marry somebody or sleep with somebody that you hate, or at least hopefully not. And then emotions are important. But if you're actually having discussions or debates, and a debate doesn't mean an argument. This is what's really wrong with Western society, and specifically, actually I think Europeans are way more guilty of this than Americans. I've found that really to be the case. Especially Brits and Germans, way more guilty than Americans are. They care far more about how you say something than the facts or the non-facts, the untruths as it may be, and what you say. I find that absolutely astounding. It actually yanks my chain. It sandpapers my butt in ways that are completely unimaginable. I've had debates with people. They'll get to the point, it's like, I just want to get to the facts. So I'll have a debate or discussion with somebody on whatever topic. And they will get to the point of just about threatening your life. It's like, no, let's stick to the facts here. You know, I know you hate me and you just got done cussing me. This has happened to me thousands and thousands of times. I've spent decades, by the way, debating hardcore metaphysics and field theory. And people will get upset because, and this goes back to several videos that I've made, that people fail to realize that they are not their beliefs. People ignorantly think that if you attack someone's ignorant belief system, and this is the reason for 99%, 99.999% really, of the strife and suffering in the world, is that people think they are their beliefs, and they don't realize that they're not. No, this is your silly little beliefs that I just got done attacking logically because it is wrong, because of boom, 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 fact, 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 fact. Okay? This is your beliefs, and this is who you are. You are not your beliefs. Everybody puts this in front of this, and this is really the reason for 99% of the world's strife. Being emotional when it comes to friends or loved ones or lovers or whatnot, obviously, you know, that's to be enjoined. That's to be commended because, you know, you have to live with that person, be with that person. But if you're actually a truth seeker, and most people are not truth seekers, and really, I'm not saying this in a hyperbolic fashion, I found Europeans to be way worse. As much as Europeans love to complain about Americans for whatever reason, right? I found Europeans to be far, far, far worse in general than Americans when it comes to emotions. They care more about your attitude than anything. You could be hyper-logical, you could have a fact list a mile long, and they don't care. If you actually say something in a slightly offensive manner, oh my God. You know, the doors are shut. Their brain literally shuts down and, you know, like a nuclear submarine, you know, he dives right to the bottom of the ocean just to vanish. And that is That is really, really horrible. It's horrible that people are like this. I mean, none of this important stuff was taught in school to you, and it obviously was certainly never taught to Europeans in general. I have, and this is not my feeling or belief, it's a fact, I've had debates. And debate doesn't mean argument where two people are, spitting venom at each other. A debate is a form of, position, hypothesis, fact, conclusion, very logical chain of events where people like spewed the most horrible venom at me imaginable. And I really don't care. It's like, well, I know you just got done, cussing me 1,000 ways to Sunday and possibly even threatening my life, but I don't really care. Let's return to the facts of this discussion. It absolutely is still, after all this time and all these decades, it absolutely still blows my mind how emotional, how irrational, how illogical, how unintelligent people are. And this fundamentally stems at its root cause of people think that their beliefs, they actually personalize things. Like if you attack someone's ignorant beliefs on something, it's like, well, you're wrong on what you believe because boom, 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 fact, logic, fact, logic, fact, logic. Oh, they take that personally, but you are not your beliefs. This is your beliefs, which is not who you are. This is who you are, and these are your beliefs. But people, ignorant people, fundamentally think that they are this, but they are not this. That is a belief. Nobody is what they believe. Well, I believe. By the way, anytime someone says, I think, I feel, I believe, everything that follows after that, 99.99% of the time is nonsense, rubbish, twaddle, codswallop. I think that's the English still. You guys in England still say codswallop? Rubbish. Yeah, Americans don't say rubbish. We say BS and we say countless other things. Americans could definitely be irrational. I mean, of course, everybody could be irrational, but I've actually encountered this far, far, far more. I encountered plenty from Americans, but I really encounter it from the British. And I'm half British, by the way. Half German, a little bit of Scandinavian in there, yeah. And I really encounter this a lot from the British and the Germans and the Danes. They really, it's like, no, let's have a, I know you don't, I'm not talking to you, I'll be talking to someone. It's like, I know you don't like me and you hate my personality, but let's discuss the facts of whatever it is that we're discussing. This could be metaphysics, it could be ontology. For example, I'm the world's foremost expert on the definition of anatta, or in Sanskrit that would be anatman. I know every passage, all 423 verses. I know every contextual usage. I know exactly what it is. It's an apophatic via negativa method. So there's literally, and it sounds egotistical, but it's still true. Something can be both sounding egotistical and still empirically true. The world's foremost expert on this topic, and it's like, let's not discuss our opinions. And people will lose their minds and get emotional, irrational. They'll start, spitting venom. People call me the angry guy. The angrier somebody gets in person or in a debate, the more I actually clamp down and become hyper-rational. I do. It amazes me that people are like this. This is like a fundamental skill set that not only is not taught in the United States, but I know it's not taught in Europe, anywhere in Europe either. It might be some oddball specialized school that has mentioned this. It's really, really such an important life skill. It really is. You need to leave emotions to where they belong, which is like your friends and your family, your sisters, your brothers, your loved ones, your children, your wife, your husband. That's where the emotions belong. And even then, only to a certain extent. This doesn't mean you have to be an inhuman robot, but you are not your belief system. This is causing so much strife in the world. 99% of the world's suffering is because of people and their silly ass I believe, and what I believe is who I am. It's like, no, you are not your belief system. What you believe is one thing, okay? I'm not attacking you. You're attacking what I believe. Yes, I am. But the important part about that is what you believe is irrational, illogical, and unintelligent. And I just gave you a list. Boom, 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 boom. You are not your beliefs. So I'm actually not attacking you. Yeah, you are, and I hate you. I'm gonna beat your skull in with a baseball bat. you need to be, people should actually grow up, learning how to debate. And a debate is not an argument, not a formal debate. It's a position, facts. It could be empirical, it could be subjective, but, like in ontology, you don't have empirical facts for ontological metaphysics, but there's a rational, hyperlogical system of apophaticism and conclusions that are based upon wisdom and logic, where you actually draw conclusions upon things that are not objectively observable. And it just, literally, after all these decades, the one thing that confounds me, and it really is fundamentally irreducible to human stupidity, is that people don't realize that they are not their beliefs. It's like, I'm glad you believe that, and I really don't care, but that's untenable, illogical, and nonsensical. It amazes people. Amazes me, that people do that. People will literally shut down. It's like you could be the foremost expert in the world. I'm the foremost expert in the world on a few things, just a handful of few things. And because of the way you come off, and that's not important, Well, I don't like the way that guy said it, I don't like his looks. I don't like his personality. I think he's a so-and-so, a dirty bleeping bleepity bleep. Well, that's fine. You could feel that way, and you're not going to marry the person. You're not marrying me or dating me or something. Let's just have a intelligent discussion or debate, a formal debate, if you will, on the facts, the logic of a particular point of contention or discussion. Let's debate this. Let's look at the facts and the logic behind, People, it blows my mind how irrational people are. You need to leave emotions out of stuff like that. Okay? People, they internalize things. They take things personally. It's like, well, no, you're wrong. I know you believe this, but let me present a list of facts here to you, and this is why you're wrong. And then you could come back and, you could say, well, this particular objective empirical fact is incorrect, or you feel that it's, you could argue your case, But no, instead of doing that, behaving in a rational fashion, people, they pop a cork and then they get emotional. It's like, no, it's just, this is really fundamentally why humanity is doomed. This is the most fundamentally important skill that should have been taught in really elementary school. And it's not taught anywhere. It's not taught to the Europeans. It's not taught to the Americans or Canadians. It's just not. Don't lie to me, because I know it's not. Pause for brief intermission while I drink some German mineral water. And then I get it up my nose. That's the problem with sparkling water. This is also a reason why you should never drink on camera. Someone will screen grab that. I'll edit that out of this video. No, I won't. Anyway, tastes just like Mother Deutschland. Yeah. Seems to be cold. This stuff is way better cold. I love this stuff. If you told me 10 years ago that I would actually pay good money for water, I would have said, you're just smoking something. I'm not going to pay money for water. Yeah, there's some sort of magical Deutsche element that's in this stuff. I don't know what it is, but thanks so much for watching. I digress. I've digressed for too long already. Thank you. If you like these videos, click the link below, send me an email, tell me how much you hate me. I hate you. You're fat, bald, and tattooed. I really don't like you. People think I'm the angry person. No. Mic drop.